Let's talk about 6 different types of hunger when going carnivore. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Sylvia. I'm a big city mom and a carnivore coach. Dieting isn't easy. If you tried it at least once, you'll know what I'm talking about. Even if you are going carnivore, this too comes with its own challenges, namely this pesky feeling of hunger and cravings, and it can happen for many different reasons. And today we will differentiate different types of hungers and how to deal with them. Today's video is inspired by the work of Dr. Tro. I will put his information in the description box. You can check him out on his website, but he also has his own podcast. He is a conventionally trained doctor that is using ketogenic, Paleolithic, and low-carb diets to help his clients lose weight and stay healthy. Food cues is a type of hunger that we are conditioned to respond to since infancy. Just think about your favorite food, your snack. We are conditioned to respond to image, a smell, a memory of our favorite foods. Just think for a second about your favorite treat or your favorite snack. Are you salivating yet? So if you're thinking about it, this sounds like a Pavlovian response training. That's exactly what it is, and humans aren't exempt from it. So next time you're in the social setting where there is a lot of food that you weren't supposed to eat, don't think that your willpower is failing you. This is a Pavlovian response training. This is food cues type of hunger, and if you know it in advance, you might be able to do something about it. So when you are just starting out on the carnivore diet, get rid of everything from your pantry and your fridge that isn't carnivore friendly. And when it comes to social interactions, social gatherings, in the beginning you might have to take a pass so you don't have to battle with the food cues. My clients oftentimes will tell me, well, I just don't have that much willpower and that's why I failed again. Let me tell you something. When it comes to dieting, willpower is overrated. It is not so much about the willpower as it is of our conditioning since infancy, physiology, and psychology of eating. So if you understand how your body will respond to food cues, you can plan and anticipate accordingly. Remove everything that is unwanted from your home, and for the time being, until you are fully adapted to the carnivore way of eating, avoid social situations where you would have to battle with yourself. Situation like this where you have to look at food and say, no, I won't eat it. Oh gosh, I really want to eat this just this one time, but I'm on the carnivore diet. I shouldn't be eating it, but I really want it right this second. You can eliminate this scenario altogether by understanding food cues. Related to food cues are social cues to eat. Just think of birthday parties, weddings, social events at work, gatherings with your friends and family. All of it involves drinking and food, and hardly ever it is all carnivore friendly diet. In fact, the opposite is true. You will be overwhelmed with all kind of highly processed carbohydrates and tons of treats and sweets. So it isn't easy, especially if you're at the beginning of your carnivore journey. And don't we all have this one friend or family member that they will just not let you be? There's no way you can get through the party of a social gathering without having a drink with them or eating something they want you to eat. It is not easy. And if you go in Poland and you visit somebody and don't want to take that shot of vodka when you are being welcomed, you might just offend people. Now, a good part of my transition to the carnivore diet happened during lockdown. That's probably one good thing that came out of those lockdowns. So I did not have a social cues situation at all. So again, don't blame your willpower for your social cues to eat. We are conditioned from childhood to hang out, eat, and drink. And moreover, we have people that will push food on you even if you say, no, I'm on the diet. So especially if you're in the beginning of your carnivore journey, you might have to avoid the social situations that would make you break your commitment to the carnivore diet. Combining fat and carbohydrates will trigger yet another type of hunger. Now, in nature, it is very hard to find fat and carbohydrates together. However, us humans manage to put them together into delicious meals. So think about baked potatoes with sour cream, sweet potato with butter, or macaroni and cheese. They are all delicious, oftentimes known as comfort foods. Why is that? Because they give us literally a sense of pleasure. This type of combination, fat and carbohydrates, activate all kind of reward systems in our brain. So our brain asks for more because it is not found in nature. So this is a very unique circumstances, very unique combinations of calories. So your brain will ask for more and your satiety will be less. So you will overeat and you will be hungry for this type of foods faster. Now, if you try to eat baked potatoes by themselves, not so appealing. Oh, could you eat a bucket of sour cream by itself? Not very likely. Or how about plain pasta without anything in it? But when you combine it with some fat, it's a whole another story. And carnivore diet has here unique advantage because fat carbohydrate combo just aren't part of the diet. What you'll be eating is fat, proteins, water and salt, which is what is evolutionarily the most appropriate for us humans and what is found in nature. So this unusual reward system in your brain simply will not be activated. By the way, try overeating on steaks. Just try to eat more than 5,000 calories in steak or maybe any other kind of meats. I challenge you, impossible. Next, glycemic changes hunger. This is relevant to people that consume 60 to 80% of their calories from carbohydrates, and because carbohydrates aren't very satiating, you are likely to have 5 meals a day and some snacks in between. So each time you eat, insulin will be activated because you eat lots of carbohydrates. There will be lots of sugar that has to be pulled out of your blood. And in the environment of high insulin, your brain is conditioned to ask for more glucose to keep the insulin working. And this is what we call glycemic changes hunger. Now, understanding glycemic changes hunger, it is no wonder it is so hard to be on a diet with portion controls, the balanced diet, or to have 5 small meals a day. It is impossible to bring your sugar down with this kind of methods. However, we have carnivore diet. So if you've dieted before and have been unsuccessful, don't worry. Give a try to the carnivore diet. You will not have to deal with glycemic changes hunger because carbohydrates aren't part of the diet. What you mainly eat is fat and proteins, and those two macronutrients don't require that much insulin to be metabolized. So give a try to the carnivore diet. You will not be disappointed. Now, this is a tough one to manage because it is a stress-induced hunger. Now, in today's world, all of us experience stress, sometimes a few times a day, every week, every month, every year. It is massive and sometimes we can't even control it. Now, stress causes all kinds of changes in our bodies, such as change to our heart rate. It can raise our blood pressure. It can cause changes in the blood flow to the brain. It can cause sudden fluctuations to our blood sugars, to just name a few, and there is a lot more. But all of these changes induced by stress can manifest as hunger. There is also a psychological aspect to stress. Most of us perceive stress as lack of comfort and security. Now, we are conditioned since infancy to counteract it by eating things like mother's milk, give us comfort, love, and security. So is it any wonder when we continuously feel stressed out, we want to reach for our favorite foods, often ones those that aren't healthy, to bring us some comfort? Now, the stress hunger is the hardest one to manage because oftentimes stress is external and we cannot quite control it. Just imagine you live with somebody that has a certain temperament or certain personality that is very stressful to you, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can't really change another person, and so you have to find a way to deal with your stress without reaching for your favorite comfort food. Now, carnivore diet has here yet another advantage, because if you're on the carnivore diet, your sugar fluctuations are a lot less. The insulin environment is minimal compared to a high carbohydrate diet, and you are also likely to be in a low-grade ketosis, or if you care about ketosis, you will be in high level of ketosis. Now, little to none sugar fluctuations and being in ketosis is known to be one of the best strategies to combat stress. So it's not that you won't be exposed to stress, it's just when you're exposed to it, when you are in that metabolic state of ketosis and low blood sugars, the stress just bounces off of you. Last but not least, nutritional deficiencies, hunger. Here in the West, you eat tons of food. The food is laying around everywhere. And yet, we are starving for nutrients. On the standard American diet, you'll eat 60 to 80% of your calories from carbohydrates, and these are refined grains and sugars, nicely packaged, long shelf life, taste delicious, convenient, but hardly any nutrients to speak of. And even if you don't eat processed foods and move more towards eating fresh fruits and vegetables, these too come with their liabilities. And that's because they have anti-nutrients in them that may block the absorption of other nutrients. So for example, if you eat oysters and pair them with beans, lectins and phytic acid in them will block the absorption of zinc. And this is where carnivore diet is super efficient at giving you the nutrients you need. Carnivore diet is excellent to address nutritional deficiencies, because what you are eating is highly absorbable nutrients without any anti-nutrients. So what you eat is what you absorb. And if you want to step up your carnivore game, add some organ meats to your diet. Once a week, few ounces, that's all it takes. And you will see how quickly your body rebuilds itself, you will gain your focus and daily energy. You will be amazed how quickly and well the carnivore diet works. So now that you know all different types of hunger and what triggers them, you can plan and act accordingly, come up with a great strategy, and I think one of the best dieting strategies to address all these types of hunger is the carnivore diet. Of course, I am partial to carnivore diet, but I think objectively speaking, it is still one of the most effective diets that produces long-term effects. All right, if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.